In the vast expanse of the Atlantic Ocean, beneath its tranquil surface lies a realm of unfathomable darkness, where the depths hold secrets as ancient as time itself. These deep, dark waters are a haunting abyss, where the weight of the ocean presses down with an unyielding force, swallowing all traces of light and life. It is a place where the whispers of lost souls echo through the void, their stories woven into the fabric of the ocean's depths. Here, amidst the cold embrace of the abyss, the Titanic found its final resting place, entombed in silence and solitude. As the currents sway with mournful lament, the depths of the Atlantic Ocean serve as a somber reminder of the fragility of human existence, and the enduring legacy of those who perished in its embrace. Let us revisit the Titanic. A tragedy that impacts generations after generation. The sinking of the Royal Mail Ship Titanic stands as one of the most tragic maritime disasters in history, forever etched into the annals of human memory. On the cold, moonless night of April 14, 1912, the seemingly unsinkable ship, adorned with opulence and luxury, collided with an iceberg in the extremely cold waters of the North Atlantic. As the colossal vessel shuddered from the impact, the tranquil atmosphere of the maiden voyage shattered into chaos and despair. Panic and chaos ensued as passengers and crew realized the severity of the situation, with lifeboats scarcely able to accommodate a fraction of those on board. Amidst the frenzied scramble for survival, acts of heroism and selflessness emerged, but they were overshadowed by the overwhelming tragedy that unfolded. Within hours, the Titanic succumbed to the relentless embrace of the ocean, her proud hull slipping beneath the waves, taking with her the hopes, dreams, and lives of over 1,500 souls. Among them were the elite of society, industrialists, businessmen, and aristocrats, each seeking to bask in the glory of the Titanic's maiden voyage across the Atlantic. For these affluent travelers, the Titanic represented more than just a means of transportation. It was a statement of their wealth, their status, and their invincibility in the face of adversity. The haunting echoes of their final moments lingered in the cold night air, leaving an indelible mark on history and serving as a stark reminder of the fragility of human endeavor in the face of nature's unforgiving power. Here, amidst the haunting silence, agony resonates in the whispers of lost souls, each heartbeat a testament to the pain endured. In the blink of an eye, the Titanic went from a symbol of prestige to a harrowing symbol of tragedy, claiming the lives of many who once believed themselves untouchable. Among the debris and wreckage lay the shattered dreams of those who had placed their faith in the Titanic's unsinkable reputation, only to be confronted by the brutal truth of mortality. After the Titanic struck the iceberg, the ship began to take on water rapidly. The crew immediately took action to try to save the ship and its passengers, but it became clear that the Titanic was in serious trouble. The crew sent out distress signals to nearby ships using wireless telegraphy. The closest ship, the RMS Carpathia, responded and immediately steamed towards the Titanic's location. The crew began launching lifeboats to evacuate passengers. However, there were not enough lifeboats for everyone on board, and the evacuation process was chaotic and poorly organized. The ship broke apart and sank beneath the surface in about 2 hours and 40 minutes after the initial collision with the iceberg. The Royal Mail Ship Titanic was lost. The sinking of the RMS Titanic is a tragic testament to the stark class differences and privileges that defined early 20th century society. On the opulent decks of the ship, the divide between the classes was palpable, with first-class passengers enjoying lavish accommodations, exquisite dining, and exclusive access to amenities such as a gymnasium and luxury suites. Meanwhile, those in second class experienced a more modest standard of living, with comfortable yet less extravagant accommodations. And in the cramped quarters of third class, passengers endured limited space, shared facilities, and fewer comforts, highlighting the vast disparities in wealth and opportunity. When disaster struck, the class distinctions became even more pronounced, as first-class passengers were given priority access to lifeboats, while those in third class faced greater obstacles in reaching safety. The sinking of the Titanic serves as a reminder of the inequalities that pervaded society at the time, and the tragic consequences that ensued when privilege and status dictated access to life-saving resources. Within the days, White Star Lines dispatched Canadian vessel to search for dead bodies. Many recovered bodies were laid to rest in Halifax, Nova Scotia, forever in linking the city to the tragic disaster. In the icy waters of the North Atlantic, the opulence of the first-class decks and the humble quarters of the third class faded into insignificance as the ship met its tragic fate. Here in Halifax in Canada, lie the remains of 150 victims of one of history's most tragic maritime disaster. In those final moments, the cries of anguish echoed equally from all corners of the vessel, and the cold embrace of the ocean claimed the lives of passengers and crew without regard for social status. The tragedy of the Titanic underscores the fleeting nature of human existence and the ultimate insignificance of material wealth in the face of mortality. It challenges us to reflect on the true measure of a life, not in the possessions we accumulate or the status we attain, but in the depth of our connections, the kindness we show, and the legacy of compassion we leave behind. During the sinking of the Titanic, there were numerous tragic moments that unfolded as passengers and crew grappled with the unfolding disaster. The stark contrast in treatment and opportunities underscored the disparities of the era, where one's financial status in life determined their access to comfort and safety. The Titanic was famously touted as unsinkable, a marvel of human engineering and innovation. Yet, its tragic demise serves as a constant reminder of the limits of human prowess and the unpredictability of nature. Despite our advancements and achievements, we are still subject to the forces of the natural world, and no amount of technology or wealth can fully protect us from its whims. The sinking of the Titanic illustrates the overwhelming force of nature compared to human efforts. Despite the Titanic's status as a marvel of engineering and the epitome of human achievement, it ultimately succumbed to the immense power of the natural world. The iceberg that sealed the fate of the Titanic was a silent monster, a force of nature that could not be prevented by the ship's robust construction or the expertise of its crew. Despite the valiant efforts of the crew and passengers to mitigate the disaster, their actions were ultimately insufficient in the face of the relentless onslaught of nature. The Titanic serves as a sad reminder of the limits of human control and the humbling realization that, despite our advancements, we are but mere mortals at the mercy of the forces that shape our world. In the solemn wake of the Titanic's tragedy, we are reminded of the fragility of life and the unpredictability of fate. As we honor the memories of those lost and reflect on the lessons learned, let us carry forward a renewed sense of purpose and gratitude. The story of the Titanic, though marked by loss and sorrow, teaches us an enduring lesson, that even in the face of adversity, the human spirit remains unyielding. As the Titanic sank beneath the icy waves, it carried with it the dreams and aspirations of many souls. Yet, in that moment of despair, there were acts of heroism and selflessness that illuminated the darkness. From the musicians who played on, offering solace in their melodies, to the passengers who held on to hope until the very end, their courage reminds us that even in our darkest hours, we can find strength. Though the Titanic may have become a symbol of tragedy, let us also remember it as a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. For in every tragedy, there is the promise of a new dawn, and the opportunity to rebuild, stronger and more compassionate than before. Let us cherish each moment, embrace our loved ones tightly, and never take for granted the precious gift of life. Though the shadows of the past may linger, let them serve as beacons guiding us towards a future filled with compassion, resilience, and hope. May we navigate the seas of life with humility and grace, mindful of the storms that may come, yet steadfast in our resolve to journey onward. Let us remember the Titanic not only as a symbol of tragedy, but also as a testament to the indomitable spirit of humanity, urging us to forge ahead with courage and determination, knowing that even amidst the darkest depths, there is always a glimmer of light guiding us towards brighter horizons.